Hello, people of the internet. I hope you're doing well. My name is The Growing Tree, and I appreciate you for clicking on this video. Before we get started, please drop a like and don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload. It helps out the channel a lot. I want to talk today about the subject of dealing with loneliness. At any point in a growing world that is even more connected with technology and social media, we still, as human beings, deal with loneliness. Loneliness appears to be a universal experience that every person deals with. The game playing in the background is Firewatch, and I think this game perfectly illustrates what loneliness can feel like. Spoilers if you have never played the game, but you start by finding out your wife is very sick. Your wife ends up seeking care with her family, which is far away, and you end up taking a job as a Firewatch lookout that brings you further away from her while she is unwell. Throughout the game, the only voice you hear is that of your dispatcher. You go through many trials and learn more about your relationship with your wife, as well as a potential relationship with your dispatcher. The game is approximately 2 hours in length and is a very thought-provoking game where every decision matters. Let's talk more about being alone versus being lonely. Being alone is a part of life. Every day you could be alone. Being alone in and of itself, in my opinion, isn't necessarily bad. When you have the chance to be alone, this is the time when you get to learn more about who you are as a person. You get to learn what you value and who you want to be. You can do this without external forces telling you who you are supposed to be. This part of my life is some of my most important moments and self-discoveries. In my early adulthood, which was a simpler time when no one else told me what I had to be. The external pressures of teachers, parents, and life telling you what you have to do for a split second do not exist when you have the peace of stillness of being alone. It can be a wonderful time to be alone and discover what you truly want out of life, and more importantly, you are and what you value. You have to be comfortable with being alone before you can find someone, and it is an integral part of dealing with loneliness. The comfort that I found in being alone has brought me immense peace and helped me to figure out more of what makes me the person I am in an ever-changing world. What is loneliness exactly? According to the website Psychology Today, quote, loneliness is the state of distress or discomfort that results when one perceives a gap between one's desires for social connection and actual experiences of it, end quote. What does that mean exactly? Well, I think of it as the negatives of being alone for too long. The state of distress, or what I think of as the period where loneliness no longer serves you. I fully admit that being alone can be great, but building connections and sharing life with others is important. A desire for social connection is important and, like many things, makes us as human beings human. I interpreted that part of the definition of actual experiences of it to relate to either platonic or romantic relationships versus your actual experiences of it. For example, you might feel very lonely when you long to be in a committed relationship, and it is something that eludes you. That is the social connection that you are seeking and the experience that you have of not being in a relationship. This could trigger the brain to say that you're lonely. The question then becomes, does the need for social connection ever truly stop? For example, what if the actual experiences that one might have in an ever-growing and changing world cause us to no longer be lonely because we just stopped seeking the connection in the first place? It is a question I ponder while thinking about the idea of loneliness. What are your thoughts? Can you be less lonely when you simply stop seeking social connection? How exactly do we deal with loneliness then? Well, for me, I keep connections with those who are important to me. This does not necessarily mean talking to someone every day. For a lot of people, myself included, you simply may not have the time to talk to friends or acquaintances on a one-to-one basis, much like you did when you were younger. This could be a normal part of human life and growing up. You may not always have the time or the means to have conversations with friends every day. Making the time for the people who do matter the most and having deep, meaningful conversations is something that I try to do when I do have time to speak to friends. I realize the older I get, the fewer acquaintances I have. This, in turn, means I have deeper connections with individuals I do have the time for. For me, free time is something I cherish even more the older I get, and I think it's more important to have stronger but fewer surface-level connections. Let me know in the comments what you think about this idea. If you have made it this far in the video, I appreciate you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.